So I'm going to do a series where I'm going to dive into every single Rob Zombie movie. And, he's a controversial director. He makes very different types of movies. Um, and I kind of have a soft spot for all of his movies. So, yeah, I just wanted to start. I'm not going to start at the beginning of his filmography. I'm just going to review every movie the way I feel I'm going to watch them. So I want to start with this one, The Haunted World of El SuperBeasto, because this is his least well-known film. And I say that because, well, all of his films are live-action films that were, for the most part, were released theatrically, or maybe one or two of them released on home video. I'm not exactly sure on that, but or direct-to-video. But, most of them have theatrical releases. They're well-known movies. This was not. This was a direct-to-video movie. It was based off of a graphic novel of the same name that Rob Zombie wrote and created. I don't know anything about the graphic novel. I've never read it. If you have, definitely comment down below. But basically what this film is, this is a rated R raunchy movie about a masked wrestler and a bunch of weird characters. And it's just, to be honest, it's not good. I think it's his easiest to watch film if you don't like horror movies that much. Because this movie does have violence. It does have, things that you would expect from a Rob Zombie movie. But it doesn't feel like it's personal to him. This feels like it could have been directed by someone completely different. It feels very, influenced by, Ren and Stimpy and other, cartoons like that. Though obviously much more raunchy and vulgar in its style and presentation. It's weird. It's kind of wacky. And that's fine, but I think it just doesn't come together because, A, this film doesn't feel like it's directed by a person. It just feels like it's just there, I guess. It feels like, I don't know. And it's very, the movie doesn't look ugly, but also doesn't look great either. It's just the standard direct-to-video stuff. The movie is very, very, it just feels like I said, it feels like shows like Ren and Stimpy, but everything you could get out of this film, you could get from something like that better. Except maybe it's not as vulgar and as raunchy as that. But there are other, adult animated series that probably do what this does better. I just can't think of them off the top of my head. And this is just kind of what this film is. It's a very strange, weird movie. And it doesn't really come together. I'm not even really sure that this feels like... I'm sure the graphic novel is better than this. Because I'm sure, in that tone and format, he has a lot more freedom. I feel like with something this, probably didn't have a lot of freedom, maybe. That's maybe why it doesn't feel like a Rob Zombie movie. It does have it does have the normal Rob Zombie affair with his wife being in it, but she's a voice in it this time, of course, not being the star. But you got, Paul Giamatti and some other people. A very notable cast, which is strange for a direct-to-video movie like this. And it's not the worst film he's made. I think it's just I think it's the most easily accessible, besides his Halloween movie. But I just don't think it's a good movie. It's very... I don't know how to explain this movie. It's very nothing. I'm not going to remember this after watching it. I don't really have anything to note about it, really. It's just that it exists. And it's just and really, unlike all of his other films, which are supposed to be straight up horror movies, or slasher movies, or something like that, I really get nothing out of this movie, because it's supposed to be a comedy, for the most part. And a lot of the comedy, again, is just stuff the whole time I'm sitting there going, okay, this is kind of like shows like Ren and Stimpy. But why would I watch this over Ren and Stimpy? That's just a better show, right? This isn't that. This is just nothing. And I get nothing out of this movie, and I don't recommend it.